All right. Welcome back to the MPU podcast. This is episode 10 now. Pretty crazy. I'm glad to be back. It was like a month hiatus, to be honest with you, maybe a little bit longer than that. Life got crazy, man. A lot has gone on behind the scenes, and I'm happy to have a special guest here on today for the 10th episode. Former college teammate of mine, good buddy of mine, Robert Zapor the third. I know he likes to be called Rob though, so we're gonna
All
call
good,
him
my
Rob.
boy.
That was a clip for your boys, just to laugh.
Call me
But
Robert. All
my boy
good, bro.
my boy Rob, from Western New England. We played
Go
college
G
ball for
Bears.
Go G Bears. Yes, sir. Roll
Go
Bears,
G
baby.
Bears.
Happy to have him on. Thanks for coming on, dude.
Anytime, bro. It's been a long time coming. I know you've been grinding at this thing for a while. I'm happy to finally hop on here, especially for the 10th episode.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pretty good like milestone now that I've only been doing it since May. So, I was really focusing on like the production stuff for a while. So I kind of
Mm.
got away from the podcast stuff. But I want to be back on the grind. I think it's a good time now that some the fall sports are kind of ending here and stuff. So yeah, man, I appreciate you hopping on, and I want to chop it up about everything that
For sure.
the start of everything, because I think we were witnessing the birth of our careers, obviously while we were in school and stuff like that. And you started your whole RZ3 Sports accounts on TikTok, Twitter, or sorry, not Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. You're going crazy on there, man. And in the past few months, and especially, I've seen the growth. It's been sick to see, man. So
For
yeah,
sure, bro. I appreciate that.
yeah, dude.
It's
I know you've
definitely
been
it's definitely been
grinding.
a grind. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just gonna say
yeah,
that.
it's a
It's
grind,
definitely been
bro.
a grind, man.
And you're in school too, right? Like you're studying for your
Mm.
MBA, correct? Yeah.
Yep.
Crazy stuff, man. It's how's that going for you?
It has its overwhelming points, I'd say.
Yeah.
Being a full-time MBA student, I'm also a graduate assistant. And then on top of that, trying to grow the brand all at once is definitely overwhelming. I think organization has been my struggle.
Yeah.
But because I'm not just trying to grow it on TikTok per se. I'm trying to grow the brand as a whole. At first I started on TikTok and Instagram. Now I'm moving on to YouTube. I just recorded a video
Yep.
yesterday.
That's sick.
So it's literally like a full-time job, and I don't think people think that when they think, oh, he just makes TikTok videos or he just makes Instagram videos. Like, no, man, it takes time to one, come up with an idea,
Yep.
record an idea, edit an idea, coordinate all those things, and then like I said, like you mentioned, all the other stuff you got going on. Um, but I wouldn't trade it, for the world, because at the same time we're chasing our dreams, man.
Yeah,
So,
bro. Every
it
single
takes
day. Yeah.
yeah, it's
And
not nothing's easy.
you've done quite a bit, man. You got we did a little bit of collaboration so far,
Yeah.
with the Boomstick Chronicles and all that. That was sick to see, to kind of take off, because I saw you like posting clips, like, and I knew eventually like something was gonna kick in the algorithm, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I knew it was your consistency, Now, talk about that. Like, how did you start
Yeah.
that whole like series with, and obviously the start of your career, like where, like, you started just by making videos and post them every day, right? Like, kind of how
hmm
give the birth of RZ3 Sports and how it's evolved into what it is today.
Well, RZ3 Sports actually originated as Boomstick Central or Boomstick Sports. I forgot what I called it,
Yeah.
but it started my freshman year at WNE. Not many
Right.
people know that.
Yeah.
I'm sure you remember I used to make just random vlogs on YouTube. I used to watch guys like destroying just a bunch of YouTuber guys. And I used
Yeah.
to be like, yo, that's such a cool job
Yeah.
to just make videos, and have that be your main source of income. So I used to just dream about that, make random videos. I was always
Yeah.
comfortable doing it. And I started an Instagram page. It was named something. Don't remember what it was named, but I would just post highlight clips, mainly of dudes getting hit hard, really hard. And I think it was one day in an individual meeting, I heard one of our coaches say boomstick. And I'm like, boomstick.
Boomstick. Was that from
Yeah, I
Brez?
was
It
like,
had to be
it
from
might have
Brez.
been from Brez. It had to be. Brez got all the cool
Oh yeah.
lingo.
The
But
dude.
and then I was like in the dorm one day, like getting ready to post a video. I'm like, man, Boomstick would be a good name. And then boom, Boomstick Central click, and that was so I don't even know how many years that was. Three. You're talking what? 5 years almost
Yeah,
where
yeah.
that
I mean,
started.
from this,
You know
yeah,
what I
because
mean?
I think going into my junior year. So yeah, just about that.
And I remember I grinded just to hit 1K followers on Instagram,
Oh yeah,
and now I'm a couple hundred away from 25K, which is crazy to
yeah, it's
think of.
sick. That is sick, dude.
Um, but as that grew, I kind of branched off. I made a TikTok for Boomstick, and I had a couple clips go viral of hit sticks. I'm like, wait, I got 2K followers on
Yeah,
TikTok like that. So then I said, you know what? Why not make my own content focused on me? And
right.
and that's kind of what I did. And that's when it transitioned into RG3 Sports. So it's been a long journey. People just see, oh, he just started going viral or, making videos a year or two ago. But no, man, it's been
It's
four or
been a
5 years
it's been a
on and
grind.
off. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
But
You
definitely,
probably
like you
hit
said,
your,
been a grind.
you hit your stride, and then, dude, it's hard to stay sustainable, like in the space.
100%.
And that's obviously some of the struggles that I've seen just in my own production company. Like, if you're not putting out content, it's never going to grow, right? Like the audience that you want and the algorithms and just how they work. And I think you're getting it down to a science now. I think
Yeah.
the past couple posts I've seen have been in the millions, dude. You're crushing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It's been hitting. I think football season plays a huge role in it. But like you said, when you post for that amount of time, especially on different platforms, you learn what works, what doesn't work. Okay. And you just kind of take that and you fine tune it. And then
Right.
you use that strategy going into every video you make. But just because you do that doesn't mean a video has success or views.
Right. No, for
There's
sure.
videos I'll make that I put my heart and soul into them, and then I think, oh, this is a million view video,
Yeah.
and it'll put up 2K.
Yep.
And that's the other part of kind of content creation is you can't get caught up too much on that success. Obviously, the success feels good,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
if you just base your happiness or your mood on how a video does, that's never good. So I just kind of, like you said, consistency. I just want to be consistent, and whatever happens after that happens.
Yeah.
And like you said, recently, been having some good success with that.
Yeah, dude, it's been so awesome to watch kind of play out, because I've obviously been doing my own like content creation for a while now, and just seeing like other creators around me starting to just get their recognition. And I think yours is really about to catch wind that,
I
dude,
hope so.
if it does, like, boom, that is like it is a full-time role probably almost already. And I'm sure, like, is there times where you feel like you're hitting like a lag, or you feel like, oh my God, this is a lot?
Percent.
Yeah.
I sometimes it'll be, man, I'm tired. I don't want to, like, for instance, today, had a long day at work and then
Right.
class, and then now I was just editing a video. So it's like there's days where you just don't want to put that extra effort in. Then there's days where I'll have a whole free day and I can't come up with a single idea.
Yeah.
So there's that creative, you kind of get that creative block,
Creative
especially
block. Yeah. Yep.
this far into it. I've posted, I don't know, hundreds of videos already. So it's hard to, keep those ideas flowing and
Yeah.
like talking with you or talking with other even athletes to get, some ideas. My brother's a perfect example. He plays high school football now. Matter of fact, I got a rep. The Canes are back in the playoffs, baby.
Yes,
But
sir. Shout out
yeah,
Stone Belzo over there and Hunter Belzo over there.
yeah, there you go.
They're
Those guys
getting their
coaching
boys
up.
right, I see.
Oh yeah. So we got
I
a
would
big
like to
playoff
have
game
them on
tomorrow
at some point too. They're high school buddies of mine, but that's been sick
for
to see their
sure.
journey. And like, I know your brother was playing too, so obviously playing
Yeah,
against my younger brother and all the kids
yeah,
that I worked with
crazy
these past couple of years. It's crazy how life works, bro. Like, like seeing where we were a couple of years ago and now looking like at both of our platforms, what we've created in this space. You appreciate other people in that. So
for
um
sure.
yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on this podcast tonight, man, because I now obviously I hit my own kind of like lull for a little while with this podcast. Just having scheduling issues. Obviously, my athletes that I work with kind of took more of my priority over the past like month and a half to really like make sure their content plans on, making sure that their brands were being created and making sure all that stuff happened. I just signed my 16th athlete tonight. Tessa Porch, yeah, second class of 2026 athlete. She's a forward in basketball, women's basketball.
Sick.
And dude, she is a beast. On the
He's a
court,
bucket.
she's a bucket. certified bucket. So is Kai Steen out of my program. She's balling down at Putnam. I'm looking forward to get her on eventually. But yeah, second girl to join the crew, and yeah, man, I'm excited to kind of get going on her process and help her develop. But that's the kind of stuff that, there's priorities in the business. And I've got my interns now, which is just kind of cool to work and share ideas off of, and then have them kind of do some back end stuff with some of the social media and all that. So
For
yeah,
sure,
man,
bro.
it's been a crazy ride. But a lot of people don't know, like, we're teammates, bro. Like the times, and a lot of people don't know, for RZ3 Sports, you actually are and a retired athlete. um
Yeah,
and now you're GA and all that. um Talk about that process. Obviously we played together, and
yeah,
dude, those years were some of the best years that I think.
for sure.
That team that we had, that camaraderie was just crazy. Now I wouldn't trade it for the world. But you moved on from Western New England. Talk a little bit about
Yeah.
that process. What was that like for you? And you know were you out of football or still playing?
So that was a crazy stressful time. It was COVID basically.
Yeah,
So
that was the
I
COVID
I
year.
only got my freshman year in, and then boom,
Right.
COVID hits. We're getting sent home. And I kind of was like stuck in a dilemma of where to go next. Do I want to go back? Obviously, I love WNE for the football program, and like you said, the culture there was one of one. Like,
Yeah.
and obviously, you look at the
100%.
rings, and that's all you need to see about that.
Right.
So it's that part of it, but also, being away from home, and then money wise, right?
Yeah.
I didn't being a D3, you're not getting a full ride, and then also being a private school, I kind of had to look at the financial side of it and kind of weigh my options. What would
Yeah.
be financially smart while still being able to pursue football, and get an education, obviously.
Yeah.
So a lot was in the air. So I did I want to say a semester or two online,
Okay.
completely online, not at school. This is when sports weren't really playing, and if they were, it was like practice for a week and then get sent home for 2 weeks. So, and then it wasn't until my junior year I ended up walking on at Southern. I had reached out to the coach, talked to the coach before going to WNE, and then ended up kind of swinging back, seeing if there's a roster spot, and walked on, and it was amazing. I love Southern, you know, just the school, and then making that transition was not easy at all. Like going
Yeah.
to a new school, you don't know anybody on the team, and I kind of grew a lot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Um,
100%.
especially I was so stressed out. I had no clue, what school to go to next.
Yeah.
Um, but I
Yeah.
went there and I was able to play another, year and a half, which was awesome. Yeah, mainly special teams, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
They had some dogs there when I got there. But I met a bunch of good guys. I was roommates with four football players. We had five guys in the house, so made a bunch of
Shout
good
out Pap.
memories and stuff like that. Oh yeah, Pap is a dog.
Dog.
Let me tell
Certified.
you, that dude is a
Certified.
certified dog. But it was a great experience. And then kind of like going into after graduating, I had 1 year of eligibility left, and that was another kind of pivotal point. And I was like, you know what? I got a GA lined up. I'm like, why not get my MBA? I'll save money, live at home, and then be able to focus on the content creation part.
Yeah.
Because being a full time college athlete, you got almost time for nothing. You barely got time,
Right.
to get your work done.
Yeah.
Never mind work a job, things like that. So trying to hit it on all cylinders is not really doable, I'd say, being a full time college athlete.
Yeah.
Um,
For sure.
so that was kind of part of my decision making too, is I had, kind of had to step away almost and just give up that last year, which was
Yeah.
hard, especially during football season, watching
For
those
sure,
guys
dude.
play. But I don't regret it. So, it's all
So
part of the journey. I look at it.
what went through your mind when the year that you weren't playing? Like, was it you just felt like the love for the game was still there?
Love for the game was still there, but I was lost, dude. I had no clue. I had this similar feeling graduating high school, not knowing, what school to pick.
Right.
Because I wasn't pulling big D1 offers, but I had a bunch of, D3s, a couple D2 walk on. I had a D1 double A walkout. So it's kind of like I'm a very indecisive person.
Right.
But then when you weigh in money, you know, am I going to be happy at this place?
Right.
Because, you could play football almost anyone could find a place to play football, but are you going to be happy there is
Right.
the key.
There's a lot
Um,
of kids' problems. They go to a place
a lot.
just to play there, and then they're
Yep.
not happy with the
And that's
school.
why you see so many kids transfer out, even if they play. Like majority don't play. I mean, you
Yeah.
see it even, freshman year. If the school's not the right fit for you, you know, it's almost dumb, and you're setting yourself back by just forcing it just because you want to, play football. You want to find a happy medium.
Right.
So
No,
it was
I
definitely
fully
just,
agree with that, man. Like
yeah.
I think my journey was a little different because I took a year in between college when I
Mhm.
first got recruited and all that. I went into Western New England as a gray shirt, so I worked out with the team and then tried out in spring ball and all that stuff. And so I took like that year, but I was like mine was the passion for the game too, man. It was just like I couldn't stay away. I was a little lost in life too at that point. I think like getting into it, like, there's a lot of stuff going on at my freshman year that, I changed and grew from as I went from sophomore to junior year. I considered transferring out of Western New England at certain points, but not for obviously I loved the school and I loved the education there. And I'm grateful for that experience and being able to get my MBA there and stuff. But I did at the time because I wasn't playing football. I didn't really know where I was going, but for me, I missed the game so much that I was putting in the work 3-4 hours a day sometimes, like really putting my head down, working and then training. So
Yeah.
that was kind
How
of
you got
my
to do
journey
it.
back to the game. But I was just seeing if that was kind of the similar situation for you, because I know you had that year in between too.
Yeah, it was similar. And like I said, I was kind of so lost that there was points where I'm like, man, I might not play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was kind of like, man, do I just go to, CCSU and just
Yeah.
go to school? And I definitely did not train as hard as I needed to.
Yeah.
Even going into WNE, I never told anyone that, but like even WNE, I was so coming out of high school so cocky and almost overly confident
Yeah.
that like I didn't start running or conditioning until like I want to say like 2-3 weeks before camp. And
Yeah,
then
that
which
was
just
definitely a
rough.
thing. Like coming out
300
of high
300
school,
yard shuttle.
yeah,
Rough.
that 300-yard shuttle was no joke, bro.
Yeah.
That,
Welcome to college.
yeah, bro. That 300-yard shuttle was a wake up call. I remember running the first one, and I was like, all right. And then the
All right.
second one, bro, like,
Yeah.
yo,
Yeah. Go ahead and run
the
that same
second,
time again.
the second one, oh man, bro, it got like, there was a couple times where I just almost just keeled over, blah, everywhere.
Yeah.
But that was the thing, bro. If you weren't in shape, you knew it.
Just knew it too, for sure.
Oh
But yeah,
yeah.
that was definitely a big difference too. Because I don't want to say I had the same mindset, but a similar mindset. Not confident, but didn't train it. That's one probably thing I would change. I wish I trained a lot harder in the off season. And
Yeah.
then COVID was obviously hard. Like I was working out in my basement for almost a
Yeah.
year,
Dude,
but
yeah,
especially moving to Southern
yeah.
because
Yeah.
Southern now I'm a walk on.
Right.
It's obviously a jump up.
Yeah.
Um, but it's just a totally different dynamic of being a walk on compared to where at WNE you're getting recruited.
Right. No,
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah.
The fight for reps isn't as hard as, you know, when you are at the bottom of the totem pole in a way. But I took it as a challenge, which I liked. I actually just
Yeah.
made a video too.
Did you?
Uh dropping a YouTube video, Walk on Warrior. It's gonna be a series
That's
where I'm
fire.
breaking down all time walk-ons basically. Like first episode's JJ Watt.
Oh, that's
So
fire.
I'm kind
That's
of taking
fire.
I joke about my experience and then kind of tie it into that.
So is
But
it
yeah.
like a more like a vlog style, or is it like
It's kind of like a reaction video.
reaction video?
Like I tie in kind of the backstory and I'm basically reacting. So my plan is to do their
Oh,
high
that
school
dude, that
highlights.
that would probably do well. That would probably
I
do
hope
very
so,
well.
yeah.
Are
Setup's a little
you
rough as you can see,
are
but
you
I want to
posting
get
it
all that.
as shorts or posting it
It's gonna be a
as
full video.
full video? Do you
Yeah.
have someone like clipping up like the like mini edits and stuff like that too?
No, but I'm gonna hopefully get to that once everything's published. Like I just clicked upload. I had it edited somewhere. I had to touch a couple things up and then I just
Yeah.
clicked upload. I definitely want to
because
clip it up and then release it like on TikTok or
yeah,
short.
absolutely, dude. That'll do very well because the reactions to the to stuff is like
Yeah,
is I think there's such a niche for it on TikTok, especially because dude, one clip can go absolutely
can
crazy.
blow.
It's
Yep,
so crazy, bro. And you have, I think you're at the point of like viralability, if you want to call it that, where
yeah,
you're in the algorithm. So if you have that like one series that's new, that's just different, dude, you could really go crazy with that for sure.
for sure.
Have you
I
thought
mean,
about
that's my
streaming?
biggest yes. And I actually bought a Elgato.
Or
I
what?
think Elgato, that's for video games. Is it an Elgato? The little game capture thing?
I'm
But
not
I
like
don't know,
I'm not
like
that
games. No,
like burst in that. Nah.
my boy
I know
Roberto,
like
he sold me it.
I know like the equipment that you probably get to stream, but
Hmm.
like I don't know like the game stuff like that. That's kind of like news to me. Every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, that's cool, you know.
Yeah,
But
I
like
definitely
if
want to
I need it, if
grow.
I wanted to stream, I could probably set my camera up and do all that stuff. But I don't know. I've seen, dude, the streaming side of things is
Huge,
absolutely
huge.
nuts, bro.
Talk about where the
Absolutely.
money's at. I mean, money's everywhere, but I think, remember when YouTube first started popping, how much money those guys were making? I think the streamers are now
Oh,
kind of
they're
hitting it
dude, by
like those
hand
guys
like
did.
dude, they're going viral and they're staying like in like dude, look at speed and like all the
Yep.
like dude,
Kai
oh my
Sanat,
god. Yeah. It's
it's
good. Like
crazy.
those guys are pulling in bread right now and
Hmm.
they draw crowds too. Have you seen the crowds that they bring in? It's
Yes,
absolutely insane. And I think RZ3 Sports is going to be that one day.
I hope
I
so,
think you just
man.
you got to, stick to the grind, man. Like
Yeah,
you're doing everything right now. And I think that you've built something out of like the career that you had in sports, right? Like everybody likes comedy, but what
hmm,
deciphers you is are you a good comedian? I think a lot of your stuff's good, dude, because there's a lot of
yeah.
stuff in there that I'm
Appreciate it.
like, oh my god, like so many kids can relate to this, or so many
Hmm.
kids can see this and probably are dying right now laughing, and I know I do when I see it. So it's been good to
Appreciate
see,
that,
dude.
man. Yeah,
Yeah, bro. But more of like, behind the brand itself, like what have you been doing and have you connected with any different creators in the space while, I'm not sure if you're allowed to say any of your or companies or anything that you work with, but
yeah,
I mean, hey, it's a plug for you.
yeah. So I had a couple, not so much creators. Honestly,
Or brands or
it's
anything
been
like
more
that too.
brands. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So I've been doing
that's
once
where
football season started off, I'd say like week 2, week 3 of the season, I started getting the email started kind of flooding.
really.
All different brands. One was Death Wish Coffee, which is a
Oh yeah, I've
uh,
heard of them.
it's like a super caffeinated coffee.
Yeah,
Like I don't want to call it a pre-workout because it's a coffee, but it's got a ton of caffeine. And they did like a football campaign. I ended up doing a video for them. I did a couple more, mainly football based. I wanted to, you know, partner with brands that, kind of in line with what I got going because I don't want to be that guy, I don't know, selling a shovel on TikTok when I make football videos. You know what I mean?
right.
But but it's been nice, being able to finally, bring in a substantial amount of money from those different brand deals, and then hopefully the plan is to take that, put it right back in,
Yeah,
um, and keep
best way
growing.
to
Like
grow a
I've
business right there.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've got all the business end of things tidied up, and then now I'm working on getting my first drop. I got t-shirts, hoodies, some accessories coming out.
Nice.
Hopefully got started later than I wanted, but I'm hoping before the Super Bowl. That's
Did you
my
go with like a private
goal.
manufacturer for that, or did you
I did.
you did?
So I didn't
Nice.
go. I weighed the options. You could, there's a lot of websites where you could it's kind of a ship on demand service.
Yeah, that's what I use right now, Shopify.
Yeah, I kind of just rolled the dice and I was like, you know what? Let's just see, if I could pull this off. I didn't go crazy with the amount of merch I'm purchasing, but I did put a lot of time in and spent a lot of money, designing it,
Yeah.
making it unique. And I'm gonna see how it goes. And
Yeah.
and it feels good when you're using proceeds from what you're doing to keep growing it rather than,
Yeah,
investing,
absolutely, dude.
you know,
I know I want
my
some
own
merch,
money.
so
For
better
sure.
say
I
better,
got you.
better reserve some for you. I'll buy
For
whatever, bro.
sure. Nah, on the house, bro. For
I
sure.
appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Yeah, bro. That is just cool seeing everything play out for the both of us. Like,
Hmm.
I think we live in such like a viral moment, and like, a lot of what I try to preach to my athletes is living in the moment while you're going through the process, and stuff figures itself out later on in life, and you're a living example of that. You're a guy that I literally played side by side with, you know,
Hmm.
and we were one of the same, and look at where we are today and what you're pursuing, what I'm pursuing, the synergies between that, right? And I think like a lot of good stuff will come for both of us, even if we keep collaborating in the future, because I think we're kind of in the same space, but we're also in different space, like
Yeah.
I personally don't do comedy. I think I'm pretty funny sometimes, not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I would absolutely love to do a skit that
We
like
gotta
is
do it.
recorded with me in it. I would do it for sure. And if it goes crazy, I'll tell you what, if it goes crazy, I would commit to doing content in that like
Hell
fashion.
yeah. All
I'll
right.
say
I'll
it
take
now,
you up on that.
because I honestly like I've always liked making my own content and stuff like that, but I've never like thought about pursuing like the personal brand side. Like I like to keep like my socials just kind of like me, like and if that grows then cool, but I've never really like thought about making like content personally like my full time. So that's why obviously I created the business and all that. But I tell you what, man, I would do one skit just because like I have a bunch of
Go.
funny ideas, and I would love to just like chalk it down with you and be like, all right, let's see what we could pull out of like these 25 ideas.
Let's do it. I
I
told
would
you we
love to
gotta.
run that.
It's. I hate that it's so cold now, but we
Dude, I
definitely
know
still gotta do it.
that's the one thing about living in Connecticut, bro. Like
Yep.
we gotta make a bag to get out of and move to somewhere warmer and just,
I,
you know what I
so
mean? Like,
I tell
I
all
mean,
my
one
friends
day,
that.
one day the business hopefully will have, you have a nice little PJ to go wherever you need to. You know what I'm
I
saying?
hope. Hey,
I
I'll fly
mean,
whatever. I'll fly Spirit, man. Just get me out the cold, man.
dude, hey, I'll
Get me
fly
out the
Spirit too. There's
cold, bro.
nothing wrong with Spirit, bro. If you gotta hop on that one plane, Spirit did me dirty one time, but
Spirit, nah. Spirit,
that would
Spirit is
actually
a
that would actually that would actually be a funny skit. That would
hilarious
that
skit.
would be a funny skit if it was like the D3 football coach hopping on a flight to like meet his team or something. He's like,
Yeah, with a D3 team like
or the D3 team.
finally hyped that they're flying out to play a team, and they all get a little personal bag for the
What do
week.
you mean this is my only bag? I don't know if
Some
we'd
coach,
legally be able to call Spirit out like that, but I think it
probably
would.
not. It's probably a lawsuit on the way.
Yeah, probably for sure. But yeah, it probably
It's like
won't
at the
take that risk.
LLC, man.
Yeah, say hey, back to business, baby. We got that general
Yeah,
liability over here at Amphito
I hope
Production.
so.
Yeah, you got to have that stuff, man. Do you have anything like any? Is your business are you an LLC now, or I can't
I'm
remember
an
if you said.
LL. Yeah, I filed for an LLC. No comment on the business insurance yet, but my plan is to go into the end this year. Like I said, I got the merch and everything kicking off, and then kind of as that goes along, I want to start dumping money back into. I want to trademark. That's my biggest thing. I've been
Yeah.
focused on. I got to get everything trademarked. Um,
So you're gonna
obviously,
Boomstick Central is gonna get trademarked.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
and then
trademarked and get verified and all that.
get a hold. Like I'd like to get in contact. I've been looking at different attorneys, guys that are
Smart.
specific in kind of sports agents,
Yeah,
but also work with entertainers. So it's so weird. Like even the space, even when starting the business, it's such a new space
it
that
is. It
a
really
lot
is.
of industries aren't adapted to it. There's not like a set roadmap almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's also why you got to tread
Compared to other
lightly too.
traditional businesses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you also got to tread lightly in that too, because you start partnering with the wrong brands and making the wrong deals, then you can end up your
Mm-hmm.
business bankrupt. Like too
Yep.
many people.
Yep. Well,
So
that's the biggest thing is when you get like when I do these brand deals, these people are sending contracts and I need to read and understand them, to make sure I'm not putting myself at risk. And having an attorney is just way safer way to go with
yeah,
that.
yeah,
So
100%.
it's definitely the way I want to move in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all coming together slowly but surely.
Yeah, bro. I see the vision for it, and I want to help and be a part of the
For
solution,
sure.
man, because we're too close in Connecticut. We're 15 minutes away from each 15
Hmm.
minutes away from each other. We got time on our hands, bro. I know you're finishing up your MBA, but once that's done, dude, you're gonna see that the time opens up in different slots now. You know what I
I
mean?
know.
Like kind of like now, like I'm obviously working full-time job, but I come home and I find my time to grind. Like, I got a call with an athlete in about 15, 20 minutes from now. And then I got another call with another athlete. And,
Plan it all
and
out.
yeah, we're just going to chop it up. And, one of them is my new athlete that just joined on. And then one of them I'm checking in with another sophomore in the program. So pretty cool, man. We're growing
Yeah,
and seeing both of us grow. So it's been sick.
for sure. Now we got to pick some time, and especially this summer, I'm gonna hit it. I'm already planning out this next year. Um, Getting the goals ready, but definitely
Road
want to hit
to
it hard in the
road to
summer.
100K then, huh?
Well, we better hit that before the end of this year, but road to a milli next year, I think.
Road
But
to a milli, baby.
road
That's
to
it.
a milli, I'm putting it out there now.
There you go.
That and YouTube, I want that plaque, so we got some work to do.
You'll get there, bro. You just got to stay consistent with it and
Yeah.
growing. And one of my friends is actually in the space herself. Shout out Alex Jardina. She just hit her like 138,000, something like that. But she over the past year has really grown her brand here in Middletown, and seeing her take off was pretty cool too. So you'll definitely get to like when you get to that point, bro. It just like you said, it's a grind, And I'm even seeing
Hmm.
that. And my business is pretty small still, like I think
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
still in sort of my infant stages of the program that I'm building, but there's a lot of new news that just recently surfaced, and I can't get into logistics because I obviously am not allowed to speak about it and stuff,
Hmm.
but um pretty soon I think there's going to be a place for my athletes to connect training with, and um I'm super, super excited for it, dude, because I think that there's so much potential. And, a lot of my 10-year goals that I set out for myself, like it's already starting to kind of come to fruition. I don't know if you're seeing some of that same success
Hmm.
yourself, but I'm sure you have.
Yeah, for sure, man. I got a notebook. I don't know if I have it, but I wrote like a bunch of goals. Like mainly, it was mainly focused on the brand. It was like hit whatever 80K on TikTok, hit 5K on Instagram, and I blew those numbers out the water, which is not something I expected. But it just goes to show you it's good to have that goal, but
Yeah.
you never know. And I'm sure there might be a year where, man, I might miss every single one of my goals. But
Right.
it's just nice to see, not that I was underestimating myself, but just seeing that your true potential could go, wherever you want it to go,
Yeah.
basically.
So it sounds
Um,
like we heard where you want to go, road to a milli, man. That's the
yeah,
goal.
that is the
And
goal.
so let me ask you this. Are you considering, or are you full time with this, or not? Not yet.
Not yet. I
Yeah.
want to at least obviously finish school.
Yeah.
Um,
Obviously school comes first.
I
You
feel
gotta
like that's gonna be the next kind of time where I look at things. Like I'm still putting all my ducks in a row. I'm working on getting a summer internship. I'm obviously a
That's good.
GA. Yeah, you know what I mean. I still want to because I could see myself in multiple careers if that.
Right. Yeah.
And I know some people are like, well, if you got one goal, this is my dream job is being a content creator and
Yeah.
growing my own brand, my own media brand, sports brand, whatever you want to call it. And being an entrepreneur, but I could see myself doing other things. So I think my next crossroad is going to be when I graduate, or maybe right before, going into my last year of my master's.
Yep.
And see where it is. If I have to still do it part time after, or if it takes a pivot in another direction, who knows? I got still over a year and a half, 2 years, till that point. But
Right.
I mean, yeah, that's the goal to make it full time.
I'm telling you what, man, this podcast we're gonna look back on in like 2 years, and
I was
we're
just
gonna
thinking about that.
go, wow, look at what we talked about, right? Like,
Yeah,
I
I
guarantee
hope
you,
so, man.
I'd be daring to say, in a year from now, you at least be at 500K. That's
I
my
hope
prediction.
so.
That's my prediction.
That
I
would
think
be
you're gonna hit
sweet.
500K in about a year from now, and I think in 2 years you're gonna be well over 1 million. I'm here for the journey, bro. I want to see it happen.
I
So,
hope so, bro. You're setting the bar high now. I better go record
bro,
some
I
videos, bro.
think you got the content. That's what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
even
No, I
trying to like.
appreciate that. No,
I
I know, I know,
appreciate
I know.
good content creators, and I actually think you do have the niche for it. Like you got the comedy, because bro, you were the funniest on the defense, hands down. I know Ip would probably disagree with that, but
Oh yeah,
bro, he would like,
yeah,
bro, you're the class act of the, like, it's just funny that it kind of translated into your career now. So it's kind of cool to see play out.
for sure, bro. That's kind of how I got started with it. I'm like, let me be different. Let me just kind of combine comedy and things people can relate with, and then that's how I went about it. Did my audio cut out?
No, you're good.
Good, good, good. All right, sorry about that. But that's kind of how I went about it. And that's what I found goes viral. People can relate with it, or if I can make someone laugh about this video or reminisce, people are gonna share the video. They're gonna like it, and that's kind of how. That's kind of my main goal of the videos every time I make them. So yeah, I'm just glad I was able to figure that out, and find which way to go. Same way you're figuring out which way you wanna, construct your brand and move with it. What goals it has. Um,
Yeah, for sure, dude. I think we gotta sit down and have a creative session, bro.
for sure.
I think you and I would just be bouncing ideas off each other, and then we just go do it, just
Hmm.
go make it. And then if we make some cool stuff, we make some cool stuff. If it's all crap, then you don't use it. You know what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. That's
Like,
that's I can't tell you how many videos and ideas I come up with, and I'll get to a field or wherever I'm like, oh, that sucks.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And that's
yeah,
really what it's all about is, you gotta just broaden it so you can narrow it down and pick, what good stuff you got. It's like
yeah,
with any craft.
yeah.
Um,
I think I'm also into like making like cinematic stuff too.
mhm.
And I think you would even do well in like a 30-second short of just like really like acting in a scene, and you
Yeah,
just and
yeah,
then like, but still taking on your role of, like, you know what I mean? I think
yeah.
like
I'd be
stuff like
open
that
to it.
would, yeah, I think like stuff like that would go probably crazy, because
I just had
I think you're at the point now where you've been in enough videos. Like, people know who you are. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
Like people know RZ3 Sports. It's not like you're, Joe Schmo off the street. But in the
Yeah,
same
yeah, yeah.
aspect, that kind of stuff also helps your brand build, because it shows you're versatile. You do different things and stuff like that. But don't be afraid to stick with the bread and butter, bro. The bread and butter, what's been working, what's been really growing. Like, stick to your stuff, because what your stuff is different from my stuff too. So
Yeah, it's in the same, I'd say, market, right?
yeah,
We're in the same
yeah,
market, just different niches, like you said.
yeah,
I'm going the more, comedy route, and you're focused more, which I like, on growing others, which I'm not there yet. I feel like as my brand could grow, and obviously resources come in, I
yeah,
could get to a point where maybe I'm lending that hand to, even if it's not an athlete, even if it's a creator. I'd love to
yeah,
do something like that,
yeah,
um
absolutely.
to either inspire or grow. Like, obviously, piece by piece, this isn't the best setup, but I started with just an iPhone,
I'm
and I'm
down in
sure
the
you were the
basement,
same.
man.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just piece by piece. So I mean, it's definitely a relevant thing, and I'd love to push that on the younger generation. Like, listen, man, if you got the creative ability and the passion, do it.
Yeah, do it.
You
No,
know,
I
for
that was
sure.
one of the things that my buddy Carson said in the last episode. It's like, you can create with an iPhone, and it doesn't even take an iPhone. I mean, honestly, I've seen creators with everything. If you have
Hmm.
access to what we have access to, why not try and live out your dream, And I think that was something that I put a focus on, and I'm trying to inspire others that work with me, collaborate with me. And I think that is going to be a driving factor for a lot of our collaboration, man, because I want to see you succeed. and I know that you support me in the
Appreciate
same way,
that.
bro.
Same to
Yeah,
you, bro.
I think we've been brothers since them college days, bro. It's crazy. So
Hmm.
I want to continue that brotherhood, inspire you, inspire the people, and enjoy the journey, bro. All
All
right,
the way to the
bro.
top.
Well, I know we talked about a lot, but I appreciate you hopping on. That's Rob
Anytime.
Zapor the third, RZ3 Sports on TikTok,
Yes, sir.
Instagram, YouTube as well, or is it a different handle?
YouTube's just RZ3.
Just RZ3 on
Just
YouTube.
RZ3.
And this kid, man, I'm telling you, in a year's time from now, we're gonna talk again. We're gonna look back on this podcast and be like, "Damn, that was crazy ride so far," but it's only getting started, bro. All right, bro. Appreciate you.
Appreciate that, my guy. Yes, sir.